EQ is one of the most important tools in audio engineering. It allows you to shape the tone of a sound by boosting or cutting specific frequency ranges. So let's say you're mixing vocals but they sound a little bit too muddy.
Not hold on, no stay up today. These levels all on me, one thing I can shade. With the back of the door, with a flip, watch it bake. I did the dash on my way to the bank.
You could use EQ to cut out some low problem frequencies and boost the highs to enhance the clarity of your vocals.
Not hold on, no stay up today. These levels all on me, one thing I can shade. With the back of the door, with a flip, watch it bake. I did the dash on my way to the bank. Not hold on, no stay up today. These levels all on me, one thing I can shade. With the back of the door, with a flip, watch it bake. I did the dash on my way to the bank.
Or if you have a melody in your mix that sounds too thin, you could use an EQ to boost the lower mid frequencies of your sound source to make it sound much fuller. You could also use EQ as a filter to achieve cool sounding effects within a given section.
Stop. Naked.
EQ helps every sound in your mix sit in its own place, preventing your song from sounding cluttered. Compression controls the dynamic range of an audio signal, meaning it evens out your audio by making the louder parts quieter and the soft parts louder. Let's say you're recording a vocal and your artist's volume is inconsistent.
Won't give a girl my trust cause they quickly stab your back. I'm feeling paranoid and I'm thinking about a strap. These foolies gotta work out lids cause they love the cap. He just so half a Ozy and swears that he could trap.
As you can hear in this example, the volume of some words are too loud while the volume of other words are too quiet. A compressor's main job is to reduce the loud peaks and bring up the softer parts, making the vocals sound more balanced.
Won't give a girl my trust cause they quickly stab your back. I'm feeling paranoid and I'm thinking about a strap. These foolies gotta work out lids cause they love the cap. He just so half a Ozy and swears that he could trap. Won't give a girl my trust cause they quickly stab your back. I'm feeling paranoid and I'm thinking about a strap. These foolies gotta work out lids cause they love the cap. He just so half a Ozy and swears that he could trap.
The trick with compression is finding the right settings so your source sounds even and natural without squashing the life out of your sound. Start with a moderate ratio and adjust your threshold until you're getting a good amount of compression, then play with your attack and release times to fit the rhythm of your track. And be sure to A/B your sound before and after your compression to make sure you're achieving a nice and even sound. Reverb adds a sense of space and depth to a sound. If you record vocals in a dry studio environment, adding reverb can make them sound like they were recorded in a large hall, a small room, or even a cathedral. Reverb is great for making vocals and instruments feel more blended in a mix instead of sounding like they're completely separate from one another.
You've been on timing, let me control your body. Don't even mind your games cause you's a hardy. You've been on timing, let me control your body. Don't even mind your games cause you's a hardy.
However, too much reverb can make things sound muddy and unclear, so use it sparingly. A useful tip is to apply reverb on a send and add just enough to feel it, but not so much that it drowns the sound. Delay creates an echo effect, repeating the sound after a short period of time. This can be used to subtly add depth,
No, she can't refuse.
or used dramatically to create rhythmic effects. A great way to use delay without making a mix too messy is by using high pass and low pass filters on the delay so it doesn't take up too much space within the frequency spectrum. Distortion and saturation add grit, harmonics, and energy that can make vocals, drums, or even a whole mix sound more exciting and lively. If your mix is sounding too clean or boring, adding some subtle saturation can really bring in a nice analog feel to your music. Just be careful, too much distortion can make things sound harsh or overpowering, so always dial in your settings accordingly. Chorus effects thicken the sound by creating multiple slightly detuned copies of it, making it feel wider and richer. This is commonly used on guitars, synths, and even vocals to create a dreamy or lush sounding effect. And on vocals, chorus can give you a subtle doubling effect that makes your vocals sound unique and is a cool effect to stand out more within the mix.
Now she see it clear as diamonds, no one's there. There's a cloud inside her mind, you better take cover.
Flangers and phasers create swooshing, swirling effects by shifting the phase, which is the timing relationship between two sound waves of the sound. These effects are great for adding movement and texture to a track and work well on guitars, drums, synths, and vocals to create a psychedelic sounding effect. This is a really cool effect to use on your ad-libs for your vocals, and when used tastefully, these effects can really add a cool vibey space to your sound. Noise gates help remove unwanted background noise by cutting off audio when it falls below a certain volume level. This is especially useful for vocals, guitars, or drum recordings where there might be an unwanted hum or hiss or room noise in your recording. So if you're recording vocals in a home studio, a noise gate can automatically mute the microphone in between phrases, making your recordings sound much cleaner.
Yeah, bands on my head, yeah, bands on my head. Yeah, bands on my head, yeah, bands on my head. Yeah.
Just be careful with your settings, because if the gate is too aggressive, it can cut, making your sound choppy and unnatural.
Yeah, bands on my head, yeah, bands on my head. Yeah.
A limiter is like a compressor, but much more extreme. It prevents the volume of your signal from going past a certain level, making sure nothing peaks too loud. Limiters are essential in mastering when you want the final mix to be as loud as possible without any distortion. A limiter is also great for individual instruments, like keeping a bass from overpowering the mix or making sure your vocals don't clip. Just make sure to not overdo it, or your mix can lose its dynamics very quickly and sound flat.
My truth on the beat, but they think that I'm rapping on. Spazzing on. I just be spazzing on. Pull up a big body phone and I get the dashing on.
Pitch correction tools like Auto-Tune adjust the pitch of vocals to fix off-key notes or create some robotic effects. When used subtly, pitch correction can make a vocal performance sound more polished and professional, and when used heavily, it creates the classic Auto-Tune effect heard in most modern pop and hip-hop records. So whether you're going for a natural correction or a creative effect, pitch tools are super fun to use and can help shape the way your vocals sound and feel within the mix. What are some of your favorite audio effects to use in your music? Leave them down in the comments below. And if you guys needed some help making your music sound more professional, then click the link down below to fill out a mix request form to get your music mixed and mastered today. But to learn how to put all these effects to proper use yourself, then click this video on the screen to watch me mix a song from beginning to end. I'll see you guys in the video. Peace.